At this depth, the ship is a continent of rust.
Every sharp edge is a future leak, so you move like a guest.
The floor is fragile memory. Touch it wrong, and it erases you.
Oval frames are where entrapment begins.
Rooms still exist, but privacy does not.
Drawers are time capsules if you don't shake them. At this depth, touching is louder than seeing.
Clothing tells class, until the sea makes everyone equal.
Leaving gently is part of entering safely. The calmer passage usually means the stronger structure.
In wrecks, the safest lane is never the middle.
Open void, steel orientation. Stopping is the first survival skill.
In silt, vision lies, lines don't. Where the water moves, the ship is still changing.
Flaking steel means the structure is thinning.
Here, the ship tries to grab you back.
Forced entry should follow existing failure, not create new damage.
You don't break the wreck, you let the wreck open itself.
Value changes. Survival makes everything precious.
Sometimes the safest move is to become part of the ship.
Predators patrol structure. Wrecks are reefs in the deep.
The ship gives choices, none of them perfect.
Public rooms once displayed comfort. Now they display time.
Some stories stay closed for a reason. The last gesture often points to what mattered most. The wreck rewards patience, not speed.
Snags turn exploration into extraction.
In a wreck, force is the enemy. Signs remain, but meanings don't.
Down here, gravity is replaced by fragility.
A sealed door is often safer left sealed.
Curiosity doesn't outrank exit paths.
Pipes are the map when walls lie.
You don't push through the ship, you negotiate.
Cargo holds the private lives of strangers.
Treasures survive as shapes, not sparkle.
Even storage became a last refuge.
If the ship speaks, listen and move.
Retreat cleanly, so you can return alive.
Openings invite the ocean inside.
Predators re-motion better than light.
When the ocean hunts, the ship becomes shelter.
Stairs once guided crowds. Now they guide caution. Tight spaces make mistakes irreversible.
Open what time has already opened.
Small boxes carry large hopes.
Love survives as residue.
The ship kept the outline of a life.
The deeper you go inside, the more the ship becomes the ocean. Silence usually means stability.
Big rooms make small mistakes fatal. If it fits, it still might trap. Windows become warnings, not views. Out there, the wreck is a hunting ground.
Avoid open water when you can't outswim it.
Crew space's record routine, not luxury.
Identity survives as metal and silence. Even rest became a final posture.
The ship's classes meet again in decay.
Open voids multiply disorientation.
When the silt rises, the exit dies.
If you can't see, don't swim, navigate.
After open space, walls feel like safety.
Use the damage that already exists. Never add your own.
A banquet room becomes a quiet quarry.
Luxury survives as outline, not shine. If you bump it, you blind yourself.
The ship kept the shape of waiting.
Up is only a concept inside a wreck.
Clearance is not comfort.
The ocean doesn't pause for witnesses.
Structure attracts life, especially hunters.
If the ship left a crack, it left a path.
Navigation remains, even when the destination is gone.
Records don't rot, they transform.
Workplaces became graves without ceremony.
Above is history. Below is force. Buckling is the ship's slow collapse, still ongoing. The ship's vanes still shape the path.
These rooms were power. Now they are hollow drums.
Old pathways are traps, wearing familiar shapes. Sound means stress, and stress means move.
The deepest rooms keep the quietest endings.
Where pipes converge, the room widens. Power becomes architecture when the room is this big.
Trust ribs, not railings.
Some evidence is safest left untouched.
Feeding behavior anchors predators to one spot. Use that.
When the ocean is watching, stay inside the ship's bones.
In tight spaces, stopping is movement.
A line is a promise you can keep.
Doorways deform. Your suit doesn't.
Messages remain as shadows of paper.
Never clear debris you can't put back.
Some doors were meant to open. Some keys never will. The ship collected lives the way it collects silt.
When rooms shrink, the ship is leading you somewhere heavier.
Cargo areas change the rules. More space, more collapse.
Cargo doors don't open anymore. Only gaps remain.
Big spaces hide the most unstable floors.
A safe path is usually the least dramatic one.
Personal life ends up catalogued by sediment. The hold kept what the surface lost.
If you feel silt under you, you're already late.
Upward routes fail first.
Curved frames are where rigid ADS rigs get caught.
Passing is easy. Reversing is the real test.
Force turns a snag into a trap.
Currents point to holes. Holes point to danger.
Some visitors don't need an invitation.
Inside routes trade predators for entrapment. Open what the sea already opened.
The ship's utilities outlast its comforts.
Hope survives as shape, not color.
The room remembered the person's last direction.
Current changes mean the ship is opening somewhere.
Predators follow openings, like roads.
Avoid the windows if something is patrolling.
Break nothing. Use what's already broken.
Fused objects are fragile, even when they look solid.
Clothes become geology.
A private room kept a private ending.
When the ship starts talking, listen.
Groans are load moving through metal.
Open spaces steal orientation.
Walls are compasses in collapsed architecture.
The best move is no move.
Touch beats panic every time.
Sometimes the exit is the next story.
Hatches are where wrecks by.
Outside, the ship becomes landscape.
Predators patrol edges. Openings are edges.
Sometimes the safest place is back inside. Re-entry is where you lose your bearings.
Signs remain, but meanings move.
Value becomes shape when light and air are gone.
The aisle is a trap if the floor becomes air.
If the furniture moves, the building is next.
Not every room is worth the risk.
Some rooms still feel occupied.
The ship thickens where it once carried weight.
Current is the ship's way of pointing at danger.
Forward spaces compress into a maze of weight and time.
Labels survive longer than the routes they promised.
Every frame is a measuring tool for survival.
Messages didn't survive, but the system did.
Identity becomes metal when everything else dissolves. Workplaces kept their last worker.
The ship breathed through its wounds.
Outside fights don't need an audience.
Less current usually means fewer predators, but more traps.
Use the damage, don't make new damage.
Travel ends here in a silent inventory.
Luxury becomes texture.
The racks turned into a shelter and a tomb.
Sound is the ship's warning system.
Movement means stress. Stress means relocate.
Downhill is where silt waits.
Any opening is a hunting lane.
Not every shadow is harmless. Big doors fail into small hazards.
Large rooms make small mistakes fatal.
Public life is now an outline in sediment.
Service paths are often the safest paths. Back of house stays mechanical, even in ruin.
Even kitchens become museums of rust. Corners are where visibility dies. Stillness is the fastest fix. Even inside, outside can find you.
Routine spaces still hold tragedy.
Up is never easy in a broken ship.
Vertical routes collect the worst metal. The ship loops back on itself, like memory. Check the floor before you commit.
The room still points to the person's last task.
The ship narrows into choices made by collapse.
Slow is the only speed that works.
Records turn to stone, but their weight remains.
Hunger makes a root out of anything.
Detours are how you come back alive.
Leaving the interior changes the risk, not the rule.
Outside, the ship becomes geography. Edges are where wrecks and oceans negotiate.
The exit is a route, not moment. Sometimes hiding is the smartest motion. Scale is the wreck's loudest lesson. The ship is still bigger than the story. If it's fused, touching it is breaking it.
The sea arranged the remains by force, not intention.
Leave the wreck before the wreck leaves you.
The ship stays. The witness moves.
Patrol behavior doesn't stop in the deep.
Leaving clean is the only good ending. A wreck is a lesson in scale and silence.
Curiosity ends where safety begins.
The exit is when nothing happens.
Some places are meant to remain unvisited.
Control is the only comfort at depth.
In the deep, calm is an achievement.
The ship becomes history again the moment you leave.
The deep keeps its secrets by being endless.
Breathing rhythm is navigation when vision is empty.
What you saw down there stays down there.
History doesn't glow. It erodes.
The safest story ends with distance.
Survival is leaving the wreck unchanged.
The ship stays. The witness leaves.